Listen, folks, I got a great one for you today. Typically, I give this to my paid clients. This is how I help them create content that strategically targets certain individuals and creates conversions a lot quicker. Are you ready for this? I'm not sure you are. You might want to stop and go look at, some Bitcoin or whatever. Maybe you don't want to see that. If you're still here, I want you to grab a notepad, grab a pen. Start writing this shit down. I don't think I can say that on YouTube, can I? Anyway, hopefully it gets beat down. Listen, there's 5 changes to the buyer journey. You probably, if you've done your research, heard some variation of that, right? And some people might say, oh, but buyers are not on a journey. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. 5 phases to the buyer journey. Keep in mind, it's not a straight shot. From 1 to 5, not a straight shot over that. Sometimes they bounce around between different parts of the journey. But if you're smart, now, if you're multi-platform, if you have a short form, a home, like LinkedIn, Twitter, what have you, and you have email, and you have blog, you can target all 5. But if you're depending on one platform to do all of your marketing, you might want to just pick 1 or 2, okay? So again, multi-platform, do all 5. 1 platform, maybe 2. Pick 2 or 3. Here we go. 1 are not aware of the problem, and therefore they're not aware of the solution. And then therefore, they're not going to buy anything today. Because if they can't know the problem and they don't know the solution, why the heck would they buy anything from you? Typically, when you use one type of content, it is always about raising awareness of a problem, okay? So here's 5 reasons why you have that migraine every single day. And you start listening, oh, it's dietary, it's stress, it's leaving the TV on at night, or too much screen time. That's a 1 type of post. It's raising awareness of a problem. There are people who market to 1 exclusively. Let me tell you, if you market to 1 exclusively, you need to get into the volume game, which is courses, e-product, info product. And even if you're not doing those things, you can still target them to get them over into the next part of the funnel. Twos typically are problem aware. They can identify the problem. They can name the problem, but the solution confused. Okay? So typically if you go to the doctors and the doctor says, oh, you have tennis elbow. Right, they named it. The doctor said you have a tennis elbow. Now what? Do you take CBD cream? Do you take acupuncture? Do you get surgery? Do you take ibuprofen every single day? Do you take physical therapy? I don't know. I have tennis elbow. I don't know which part is best for me. You write content targeting that. You typically say, here's the best way to solve your tennis elbow. Or if you're a lot like me, you could say, here's why CBD cream is absolutely worthless for your tennis elbow. All of that is about targeting people in a specific buyer mindset. 1s and 2 typically feed off each other. You can target them interchangeably or all at once in the same post. 3, which is what everybody wants. Everybody's going after 3. They are problem aware and they're solution aware. They don't need more education. What they're looking for is the right fit and the right offer. They're offer shopping. They're also looking at personalities and brands, so on and so to speak. That is why, typically in organic social, you should be relying heavily on your brand and making sure you have a killer offer. Because these people are not looking for the best information. They're not looking for whether you have more information than the other person. What they're looking for is the right fit and the right offer. And a near guarantee that there's going to be a return on their investment. You can't guarantee anything, but that's why I said a near guarantee. This is typically, in my experience, where companies will use paid ads. Paid ads are designed to target 3. That's why you see whole feeds bombarded with ads. They're targeting 3, they're the most ready to buy on the market. But if you're doing organic social, you should be relying on brand and branding strategy to find the right fit and making sure your offer is rock solid. And you're showing up proof that there is some sort of a promise that your offer works. 4, which is my absolute favorite. I typically only market the 4. I'll tell you why in a second, but I love 4 and 5, but mostly 4. 4 have already bought something, but it didn't work, and they're completely jaded by the market. So, typically, you need to write content that explains why it didn't work. Bad practices, bad actors. You need to go after these people so you can build trust and credibility and diagnose the problem correctly. And I love 4 because, as I learned from some of my favorite old school copywriters, if you're going to buy a mailing list, you don't want a list of everybody. The best mailing list to buy are people who've already bought a product or service that's just like yours. Why? Because there's a big gap between I've never invested in this before to I've invested in this before. So the mind is able to buy a lot quicker. You've already bought something like this before. So typically I primarily work with 4. Why? Because I take it for, I don't spend a whole lot of time. If you ever looked at my LinkedIn content, talking to 1s and 2s, I talk to 3s and 4s almost exclusively all the time. That's my strategy. It might not work for you and what you're offering. 5, they're with somebody else. So you can be a good Samaritan and say, oh, well, you're with somebody else. No. People buy, especially coaches and consultants and different types of services, they rotate based on feeling of the month, how much progress is being made, not being made. So just because somebody's with somebody else doesn't mean they're not going to buy from you. Maybe it won't be today, most likely next month, okay? So how do you take it a 5? Well, you need to understand fundamentally who they might be with. You need to figure out who is your competitor. Who are your competitors? If they're going with that, it's a similar tactic to 4, which is attack the practice, attack bad actors. Explain why you're not making progress, even with XYZ. So, if you put all these together and you're multi-platform, especially the way I like to do it, which is one single short-form content platform, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, that type of thing. Email marketing to get people off the single platform, and then a long form type of content platform, YouTube, Medium, your website to host your blog. Then you can take it all 5 repeatedly throughout the week. You never have to wait. Just single platform. You might want to pick 2 audience. I am, for the most part, single platform for my own personal business. That's why I take up 3s and 4s primarily. My clients who are multi-platform do all 5. Their sales cycles are a lot shorter and quicker. So, there you have it. Did you write it down? Or were you too busy looking at what Elon Musk is doing right now? Get to work, people. Woo!